If there's one thing we've learned about business and life, it's that people are the X factor. They constantly surprise us, both in amazing ways and not so much. We're Ben and Sia, and welcome to the GNAW On This Business Bites podcast. This show is all about real life things we all deal with every day, how they relate to business, and how to make some sense out of our daily chaos. Welcome to the show. And welcome back to another episode of GNAW On This Business Bites. We're Ben and Sia. And this week we're going to talk about, hey, Sia, put down your phone. Put your phone down.
I did. Two hands up.
Okay, you got two hands up. We're good. We're talking about cell phone addiction. Because guess what? We all have it to some extent. We have gotten to that generation where it is the dopamine. We are the dopamine generation. Where we're waiting for that ping, that vibrate, that ding, that, that next email, that next LinkedIn message, tweet, TikTok, Instagram, God knows what that is coming up on our phone. And, put it down, put it down.
I hit the mic because someone literally just texted me.
You got to put it down. And we need to take a look at this and sit there and go, all right, how much time do we spend on that infinite scroll? Because that scroll is killing us. Exactly. We're going to get carpal tunnel syndrome on our thumbs. And we need to sit there and look at it and go, okay, how do we sit there and say, yes, there are certain things we need to pay attention to. There's certain things that are important, but we need to figure out going, all right, how much time do we really need to spend on this? And do we become a slave to our phone, or do we sit there and say there are times during the day, first thing in the morning, maybe at noon, maybe at the end of the day, that we give ourselves 20, 30, 40 minutes, whatever it is, to be able to have that guilty pleasure and then be able to put it down. So, Sia?
No.
Yeah, I know. I knew we were going to find something that we were going to be able to disagree on, and I figured this was going to be it.
This finally, Ben, we've got something we can disagree on. No, I get it. I'm 100% in agreement in the context of I'm an addict. I'm 100%, and I say it in the most respectful way of addiction because it is a very real, situation for folks that are addicted to things, whether it be alcohol, drugs, whatever it might be, sex. In my case, the not so exciting cell phone, smartphone. I have a little hook on my phone. I don't know if you can see that, everyone, that I can put around my wrist so I don't lose it because I'm that much of an addict. I guess I'm not that good of an addict. If you think about it, I keep losing my damn phone. So maybe I'm not a good addict. But
that's right. If you were an addict, you would know where your phone is 24/7, 365.
And there's some truth to that statement too. No, it is bad. When this happened many times and I don't know why I don't stop myself. So that's where I know it's an addiction. I'm sitting there and my dogs are like laying on me. And then when they want attention or they want to get petted or something, they actually touch my cell phone hand. They don't touch my free hand. They touch my cell phone hand. And when an animal, a dog, baby is telling you, you need to put that thing down, that's bad. Okay, when an animal that's not human is telling you got to lay low, go take me for a walk, that's a sign. And I can't even go for a walk without even listening to a podcast. Like, that is the weirdest thing, is like we're almost uncomfortable with being with our own thoughts. Mm-hmm. And that is a problem, because I think that feeds into another future topic that we're going to gnaw on, I'm sure, is mental health. I don't necessarily enjoy being by myself, Ben.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, I am not as addicted as you are, but I will tell you something. There are times during the day, and first thing in the morning is one of them, and late in the evening is another, where I spend more time on LinkedIn than I probably should. And I admit it. LinkedIn is my addiction because, first of all, for me, I've justified it that it's business. Because the conversations I have are all business related.
Right.
I'm not a scroller of YouTube. I could care less about Twitter. I'm not even on Facebook anymore. For me, it's LinkedIn. And for me, it's all about content. I'm a content junkie. It's sitting there going, okay, who's doing what, why, what's the mental attitude, what are they thinking about, and how can I use this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's content addiction more than anything else. And my phone doesn't beep, it doesn't ring, it doesn't do anything. I've got a smartwatch that only vibrates if it's a text. I've set up my smartwatch so only if a text rings or if a phone call comes in or a text comes in, it will vibrate. Other than that, my phone is put aside because I know that if I pick it up, I'm going down the rabbit hole.
Hold up.
And yeah, go ahead.
You just said something that just blew me away.
Yes.
You have a watch?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have that. So I don't have a smartwatch. I am still old school in the way that this is very intentional if I'm picking it up. The watch, I'll tell you, that bothers me. Anyone that I've talked to, I've had dinner with, the irony of that I'm even saying this is incredible. Please, everyone that's like listening, don't shoot me, but it's true. If I see, like, I'll be talking to someone and then all of a sudden they just go, while I'm middle of talking to them. I mean, I've done it in my live streams where people will like, I'll be on, a live stream with a guest and all of a sudden they'll just be like, and I'm like, what the hell did you just do? Like, that bothers me. I think the watch is the worst distraction invention ever. I don't love the convenience of it. I see people like talking into their phones, which I think is a cool idea. But in reality, at least for our society, I think it's rude.
And I agree with you. For me, it's a, by the way, you got a text. I don't respond to it right away. I never look at my watch to see what it is. It's just, oh, by the way, you got a text. Because if I didn't do that, I could go 3 days and not look at my text.
Oh, I get a lot of texts. I'd be like vibrate. My hand would be like this all day long.
Yeah, because I have 5 clients that prefer text. And I know that if I don't have the vibration going on my watch, I'd never do it. And for me, because my phone is always on silent, because I'm always podcasting, I need something to let me know, okay, fine. A phone call came in, fine. I'll deal with it after the podcast.
That's fine. See, but I think you've got the maturity to know that when it's vibrating, to not immediately go.
Yeah, I don't have the Pavlov response.
But so you're not an addict then.
But on the other hand, but that's not true, because the first thing I have to do in the morning is pick up my phone and read my email and read my LinkedIn. The last thing I do before I go to bed is read my email and read my LinkedIn. And for me, that's, it doesn't, my life doesn't happen unless those things happen. So we all have our degrees.
That's true.
We all have our degrees. I'm not, did it come in? Did it come in? Did it come in? And I'm not constantly looking at that. And I think if my watch had, or if my phone had a red light that said, by the way, you got a message, I might be far more tempted to that. To sit there, oh my God, I gotta look. But I don't. I've basically done everything I can to be able to turn off the distractions as much as humanly possible, because it is so easy for us to get into our phone, have it up about 3 inches from our head and never come out of that viewpoint, because the scroll is endless. There is no end to the scroll, because you go from LinkedIn. Oh, wait a second. I saw that video on LinkedIn. Oh, wait a second. I'll follow the link to YouTube. Oh, cool. Oh, wait a second. There's an Elton John video. Oh, wait a second. Okay, now there's this. Oh, wait a second. Yeah. And then it shows me something on Twitter. Okay, I'm going to go over to Twitter.
The rat hole.
Exactly. It's a rat hole. It's absolutely a rat hole. And we need to, first of all, acknowledge it's a rat hole and sit there and say, okay, do we control it or does it control us? And for the majority of us, the majority of people who use a smartphone, either for business or because it is their social interaction, it is, it's a crutch. One way, shape, or form, it's a crutch.
So I've got a question then. Let's chew on this. Let's gnaw on this one a little bit further. Do you think businesses, so our work, life encourages this addiction with, oh, we know you've always got your smartphone on there. Oh, good. We can email you at every time of the day and expect productivity from you. So do you think that it is business as benefiting from our addiction or encouraging our addiction?
The answer is yes. The good news is in Europe right now, laws are being enacted, actually being implemented, that says after X, 5 o'clock at night or whatever, till 7 o'clock the next morning and on the weekends or whatever somebody's regular workday is, you cannot contact them. And here's the thing with technology. The reason we send emails at 3 o'clock in the morning or Sunday morning, because that's when we're thinking about it. Why can't we just send it with a delay? Honestly, most people, when they're sending an email, psychologically are not thinking, oh, this person's going to look at it on a Sunday and get back to me right away. It's just the fact that in my mind, that's when I was thinking about it. It's not nefarious. It's not, I'm going to bother you on your weekend and you need to respond to this right away. Guess what? If you need somebody right away because it's an emergency, pick up the darn phone and call them. Yeah. But if it has to do with emails or this, that, the other thing, we need to be able to build it into the technology. If I'm in Outlook on my computer, I can delay send, and I do it all the time. I know that I need to talk to you 2 weeks on Tuesday to remind you about such and such. I'll write the email today. I'll hit a delay send for 2 weeks, and at 7 o'clock in the morning, 2 weeks from now on that Wednesday, boom, that email shows up. I've forgotten about it. I don't need to think about it, and it shows up right when it should show up. And we need to have that on the phones. Yeah.
No, I think you brought up something that I've never done. I've never done the delayed. Maybe because oftentimes if my boss is like emailing me, for example, there's a reason. They usually don't talk to me otherwise. So, but I do think that makes a lot of sense to do that delayed because like we've talked many times in other conversations, like unless you're in healthcare and your life is immediate, things can wait.
Most things can.
So I love that. So this is a great topic that I think we should gnaw on a little bit further with the smartphone addiction. So I'd love to hear feedback, everyone. Are you addicted? Is this something that we can fix? Is this something that society is just going to continue being addicted because there's so much available to us?
You know what? I don't know, but I can't wait to hear what the audience thinks. Hey, everybody. It's Ben. This is Sia. We're going to gnaw on this Business Bites. We'll see you next week. Put it down.
Hey. Thanks for listening to another episode of Gnaw on This Business Bites. If you liked what you heard, we most humbly ask that you like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to communicate more effectively within your organization, contact Ben at yourbrandmarketing.com or me, Sia, at innovationmediaenterprises.com. We can help you build your community, brand awareness, and personality through podcasting. We cannot wait to hear from you. So see you next week for another episode of Gnaw on This Business Bites.